And welcome folks, welcome to the next part of Resident Evil. I'm Supersonic SJM, and the last time we left off, we more or less just entered the guardhouse. We've done a bit of progress in here. Just going to leave some items in the item box. The next step now is to head down into the aqua ring. Because there's an item we need down there before we can explore the rest of the guardhouse areas. So, if you remember from one of the previous episodes, we'd found a ladder in Dormitory 002. So, we're gonna go and basically venture down that ladder, because that will lead us to the aqua ring. So, run along this way. Have those bugs attach themselves to the camera, because why not? And we will head down these ladders. So, this is the entry passageway to the aqua ring itself. So what I'm going to do, because there's a small puzzle coming up, just going to start pushing this box over this way, just so that it makes things easier with doing the commentary. It means I've got less time to try and improvise and come up with things to say, because I'm rubbish at that. I will admit that now. But what we need to do is take these boxes and push them into the pool, like I've already done with the first box. Once we've pushed all three boxes in, that should give us a pathway to cross over and allow us to enter the main aqua ring area. So that's 2. And finally, just gotta wait for this thing to move. See, this is what I'm talking about. It's a little bit tedious, I know, but shouldn't take too much longer, folks. So, all three boxes are in. So now we can run across. And I will take that green herb, because that's going to be handy a little later on. So, run down this little path here. And now, we enter the aqua ring. So, we're going to start running this way. And now we're introduced to a new enemy. This enemy is exclusive to the aqua ring. We won't see it anywhere else. However, still annoying. Oh, don't run into the fence. Now, chances are they are going to get at least one hit on you. Unless you dodge like that. That was pretty cool. Keep going. Okay. So there's my one hit. But hopefully now I am close enough I can reach the stairs without any further hassle. Yeah, so once you're up the stairs, you are more or less safe. They shouldn't attack you again. Especially because you need to enter that first set of double doors that you come across, so it doesn't give them much of a window to attack you anyway once you get up the stairs. So, climb down this ladder. Right, I'm going to check that. So, valve number 2. So that's important, folks. Make sure you keep a note of that. I do want the aqua ring map. Okay, so we're going to do a little puzzle now. Orange caution. That's fine. We'll sort that in a moment. So, we need to explore this lower area of the aqua ring. So, we're going to try and drain the water. However, we seem to have upset Beast Boy out there.
Emergency. Unknown source of pressure detected. Locking all doors to achieve maximum safety.
So, we've now been locked in. And the pressure is increasing to a point where basically they're going to come surging in and either we'll drown or we'll become fish food. Either way, not a good scenario. So what we need to try and do is
Reaching
lower these
30%
pressure
of
shelters
pressure
so
threshold.
that we can safely drain the water. Doesn't help though that the pressure shelter stops halfway through. So, we'll press switch number 2. I'll come back to that first aid box in a bit. We are on a bit of a deadline here, so I just want to make sure that we are
50% of pressure
safe first
threshold.
before I can start picking things up. So release the safety again.
Activate emergency
We'll lower the
drainage system
pressure shelter, and this
immediately.
time it should lower all the way, which means that we should now be safe. Once it's lowered, all we then need to do is drain the water, and we should be pretty good at that point. So, the water's been drained. We can now explore the lower area again, and the upstairs door is now unlocked. So, just pick up this first aid case. And examine. So we've got a mixture of 2 green herbs there. Normally not something I would do, but in this case quite handy because it sticks me back on fine. So we'll venture down this pathway here and we'll go through this door. So, I'm going to head this way. How these shotgun shells can still be used after being submerged in water, I have no idea. If anyone knows, or can explain it to me, or has a decent theory, please post it in the comments, because I'd like to be able to figure out how. But I would think, after being drenched, they would be useless. Don't worry about that shark there, he's harmless now that he's not in water anymore. What we are going to do is we're going to pop up onto this ledge here and attempt to get that key. However, Beastie Boy is still a bit of a problem for us. So, what we're going to do is take this little control panel here, push it forward, and then we are going to activate the power for it. So that Beastie Boy there meets his shocking demise. Just as shocking as my joke, I would say. Shockingly bad, that is. Anyway, terrible jokes aside, we're going to grab this key. So that is the key to the gallery. That's the door that is next to Dormitory 002. So that gives us a new area to explore. So we're going to go head up to the guardhouse again and go explore that area. So, head along that way and through these double doors. So, again, not sure how these are useful, but we've got some magnum bullets here. I would think that they are now useless after being drenched, but hey ho, could be wrong. Like I say, if any one of you can explain it, please mention it in the comments. Be rather interested to know how they can still work after being completely soaked in water. Anyway, this door should now bring us back to the main area, or the main entry passageway rather, for the aqua ring. So, there is one room we haven't explored, however we will be coming back later. That room at this moment isn't important to us, but it will be shortly. So, once we're done here, we'll come back and we will venture into that room. For the time being, we're going to head to the gallery. So, quickly run around. So, yep, discard the key, get in before I get stung. Okay, so we're going to be quick here because there's 3 things we need to do. Or rather, there's 4 things we need to do, preferably before we take a hit. So, picking up the handgun magazine is 1. That's possibly going to get me stung now. But I need that red herb. Yep. There we go. So that's one hit. Got to be quick. So we need to quickly pop here. Grab what this corpse is holding. Insecticide spray, because that'll help us get rid of the pest problem. And the last thing we need to do is this lock mechanism here. So I believe that was 6. I think that one was 5. And I think that one was 3. Can't believe I still remembered that, folks. Right, out the door, out the door. So we're going to now get rid of this pest problem that we've got. Once we've done that, we'll quickly pop into the save room, and then we'll carry on. So, hopefully I can do all this before, again, I get stung. So that kills all the bugs that are flying around and stinging us. Ah, get off. That's probably put me on yellow caution. We'll quickly run out, go to the save room, and I'll check my health status once we are out of this room. So, still fine. Okay. So we'll quickly head up this block. And quickly pop into the save room where we're going to exchange a few items. So, what do we need? We don't need that. So, just going to do a little bit of a shuffle with the items. We do need the unprinted book, however. I'm going to take that, and we'll bring the assault shotgun out. Now, I'm going to combine these herbs. I'll talk a bit about that in a moment. So I've got a little anecdote about that. But we're going to put it back in the box, and we'll put that away as well. So I don't think we need that for now. And then we'll head back to the gallery. Now, with the herbs, I was talking to a few friends about the way they mix herbs in Resident Evil. Because a lot of Resident Evil players widely agree that if you mix more than one green herb together, it tends to be quite pointless and useless. When you can save them and mix them with a red herb for a full heal, or use one on its own for just a little tiny heal if you're not massively damaged. So we agreed on that, that we tend to mix green with red. We don't mix green and green, or green and green. But one of the things we disagreed on is mixing blue herbs. Now what I tend to do is I'll mix a green and a red and a blue, because I quite like having a complete full heal. Something that will heal me entirely of all my ailments. Just to quickly comment on what's going on, we've now got the key for Dormitory 003. So I like having that full heal. My friends, however, prefer to keep blues separate so that they can just heal the poison as and when, without necessarily having to heal damage, because they reckon if they don't have any damage, it's a lot easier to do that. The reason I do it the way I do is because I tend to find before I've reached a chest room or I've found another blue herb, I've taken quite a bit of damage already. So I need healing back up again to make sure I'm on fine. So if I've got a full heal, that's a non-issue. Whereas if I don't have a full heal, I've got to heal the poison and then go find some more herbs to heal the damage. So it can be quite inconvenient. Nothing in that bathroom, unfortunately. However, we are now going to take this white book in the middle of the red books. Organic Chemistry Lab Experiment. The similarities in the cellular characteristics of the rapidly growing plant infected by the tyrant virus have been reported in previous papers. However, while repeating these experiments, an interesting new fact became clear. We learned that a chemical in the UMB family, UMB number 20, contains a compound that is toxic to the cells of the plant. We have given UMB number 20 a new name, V-Jolt. If calculations prove correct, when V-Jolt is applied directly to the root of the plant, the entire plant should be dead within 5 seconds. The V-Jolt can be made by simply mixing the VP and UMB chemicals in a specific ratio. However, extra care must be taken when handling these UMB chemicals. They have been known to generate toxic gases if mishandled. The characteristics of each UMB chemical are as follows. UMB number 3, red. Yellow 6, yellow. UMB number 7, green. UMB number 10, orange. VP 17, blue. V-Jolt, dark brown. So those numbers are going to be important in a bit, folks. It's going to be important for a puzzle we're going to do once we've done this one. So we place the red book, which is apparently titled Bondage with Blood. Bit of a suspect title. And it appears we're about to make a rather suspect image as well. So we need to reorder the books like so. Because what it's meant to make is an image of what appears to be a naked woman lying on a floor. And that reveals this door to us. However, we aren't going to venture into that door just yet. What we're basically going to do now, folks, is make some weed killer. Otherwise known as V-Jolt. So, head into this door here, the one that we entered the pin code into. And we're going to pick up these 4 bottles. Just while I'm stood here, I'm just going to grab some water. When it mentioned all the chemical numbers, by the way, water is basically 1. The way the chemicals work is a little bit like maths. So you need to add the numbers corresponding to the colours to get the right chemical you need. So basically we need to make 20 using the various chemical numbers we've got. So red is 3, yellow is 6, and water is 1. If you mix everything the right way, you should be able to make 20 using those numbers, which is what we're about to do now. So what have we got here? 7, so that needs to go with that, and then we get another 3, and then once we combine these together, we've now got V-Jolt. So our next destination is back down into the Aqua Ring, back to the room that we hadn't explored earlier. So, quickly make a quick jaunt down there. So we'll just turn that way. So back into dormitory 2, going to head back down the ladders. Now, when we go back down to the Aqua Ring, we're not going to be able to enter the same way using those 3 boxes. The reason for that is, when we pushed those 3 boxes to make the bridge, that was before we drained the water. Now that the water's been drained, those boxes have dropped down to the lower level, which means they're not at a high enough point for us to cross over. So the way we're going to have to get to the room we need to go to is the way we left when we first came here. Going down the ladder, back through the room where we did the pressure shelter puzzle, and that's how we get back into the Aqua Ring from here. So, that's exactly what we're doing now, just heading back down the ladder, making a run for these double doors. So this journey shouldn't take us long. It's a bit awkward the way we've got to go around now, but it doesn't massively add to the journey. Yes, this is involving a fair bit of backtracking, but this is what Resident Evil was famous for back in the day. So, and to be fair, a lot of people enjoyed this kind of gameplay. I think it's quite fun. You know, yes, you've got to do a bit of backtracking, but you know, not everything is. You can't solve every puzzle the first moment you come to it. Sometimes you haven't got all the right pieces. So, backtracking makes sense, really. I mean, it's something that can potentially be applied to real life. Anyway, go into this door, and here is where we find the root of Plant 42. So, stand underneath it, use the V-Jolt. So, that should now free up half of my inventory space. it should also mean that the aqua ring is now complete. So there's only one room left to explore. The brilliant thing about what we've just done as well is now that we've used the V-Jolt, that should save us a lot of ammo for where we're about to go. So, just in case, let's equip the shotgun. But we now don't need to waste a load of ammo into the next enemy we're about to come across. Whether that saved us any time or not, I'm not sure. I've not timed both methods to see which is quicker, but I would hope that the method we've just done is the faster one, but we'll see. So, need to head back up the ladder to get back to the main entryway to the aqua ring. And then head back into the guardhouse. So, head back through this door. So this is it now for the aqua ring. There's no need for us to ever come back down here again. Once we've done this room that we're heading to in the guardhouse, that should mean that the entire guardhouse itself is now complete. There should be nothing else left to do in the entire guardhouse. So, need to come out of dormitory 2, go back to the gallery, and go through the door that we opened in dormitory 3. Which is just this way. So, run along here, back through this door. And then we're going to enter this door now. And we should be coming up to a cutscene, so catch you in a bit.
What the hell is this thing?
Barry!
Jill!
I thought it was finished.
Yeah.
That was close. Thanks again.
Don't mention it. But what was that? What the hell's going on in this place?
So, Barry to the rescue at the final moment again. However, I'd love to know where he got the flamethrower from. Anyway, we've got a new mansion key. This should be the last mansion key we need. The helmet key. So now we should be able to open up most of the remaining doors in the mansion itself. So we're going to head back towards the mansion. It's a shame the V-Jolt wasn't as potent as I thought. You know, the files seem to explain that by throwing the V-Jolt on the root, it should just kill the plant entirely, but it seemed to have a bit of life left in it. Until Barry decided to burn the thing. But, never mind, we're through. We didn't waste any ammo doing so. I'd say we're better off. So we'll head this way.
Wesker!
Jill, so you're safe.
That's what I was going to say.
I apologize. It was all I could do to protect myself against those strange creatures.
I understand. Anyway, it's good that you're safe.
Did you notice? Barry, he sounded a little flaky.
Now that you mention it, yeah. I'll keep a close eye.
Maybe it's quite natural under these circumstances. It's not really our standard operation. Jill, our first priority is to get out of here.
I agree.
There are still rooms in that mansion we can't get into because they're locked up. I've been looking for ways to...
Okay, if there's anything, I'll go back to the other mansion.
I'm counting on you.
I think it's a bit suspect that he claims to have been attacked in the main hall. And yet every time we've been in the main hall, we've not been attacked. But we could be wrong. Anyway, an advantage of the V-Jolt dying, Plant 42 dying, is that we now don't need to climb those boxes to get through that passageway, so saves a bit of time there. Not that it's really an issue anymore. But now we make our quick trip back to the mansion. Don't run into the wall, Jill.
This is Brad. Come in, Stars Alpha Team. Come in.
This is Jill!
Does anybody hear me?
I hear you, Brad. Over.
Stars Alpha Team. Bravo Team. It doesn't matter. Respond. I repeat, this is Brad.
Brad? Brad!
This is Brad. If you can't answer me, somehow give me a sign.
Jill to Brad. Can you hear me? Brad! Brad! Shit. It's broken.
So Brad hasn't entirely left us, however we've got no way of letting him know that we're still here. That's not good. Anyway, run through this section. The dog shouldn't be a massive problem. Just make sure you quickly get to the elevator. As you can see, didn't cause me much of an issue there. Now, there is a snake on this path. I'm probably going to get corrected if I get this wrong, but I believe he's been named Mike. Oh! Usually because that happens, and he generally manages to bite you. See, now I'm on caution. He manages to bite you on the way through this area. Put me on caution, and I'm poisoned. And this is why, folks, I like to make full heal herbs. Because this could now be a problem for me. Anyway, we'll head back to the mansion. Now, I'm going to kill the dogs in this area because I think they're going to be a bit of a problem later on. And I think I managed to quite expertly kill those. That was quite well done there, I must, if I do say so myself. Just combine that so we've got a full set of rounds. I could have come worse off in that. I'm quite impressed there. So, Barry has very kindly left us some items here, which we are now going to take. And that note is also basically saying that the door, as soon as we come in through the back door, there's the save room at the back of the mansion. That knob that leads to the passageway just outside that save room, it's been fixed again, so we can now pass through both ways without having to worry about the knob breaking or having to plot routes so that we can only go through it one way. Anyway. We are now about to meet a very new enemy, and a very annoying one at that, due to its excellent combat abilities. However, not excellent enough for me, by the looks of things. So, sadly now, the mansion is riddled with these things. However, I will be trying to clear out a fair few of them because they do bode a fair bit of a problem. Oh, you little... Okay, no, chuck tester. So, I'm quickly going to heal up, and then I'll probably end the episode here. So, just going to swap some items. That should do. See, I needed a fair bit of healing. Now that I've got that mixed herb, not a problem. Anyway, folks, so I'm going to end it here. So, this has been Resident Evil. I've been Supersonic SJM. Thanks for watching. Bye!